Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we have two breakout decks, Jeskai Standstill and Rug Madness, both picking up significant improvements thanks to Modern Horizons 2, as well as cards that have been printed in the last year or two that are really finding homes now. Of course, Standstill's been around forever, way back since Odyssey. Occasionally a powerhouse in Legacy, a card that people play against incorrectly quite often. And Ben has that turn one Ragavan. Tyler probably feeling ahead with his turn one Faithless Looting, finding a Rootwalla, which will be happy to trade with the Pesky Monkey. Vengevine in the bin, priming for a quick 4-3 haste. Oh, but we got removal. Hollow one is exiled. Treasure is made, so the monkey doing the ramping, and now Soul Guide Lantern. A main deck Soul Guide Lantern. Something Urza's Saga can usually tutor up. Also in the deck for Urza's Saga to find Pithing Needle and, of course, Retrofitter Foundry. Ender product printing that is now a Legacy staple. Well, for as long as Urza's Saga stays around, we'll see. Ooh, Vengevine, that would have been nice. Soul Guide Lantern has removed one of the Vengevines. Careful Study still in the bin. But not for long. Taking out Soul Guide Lantern, cashing in. So far, the monkey just putting in an honest day's work here. Perhaps not so honest. Oh, Lion's Eye Diamond. Not tempting to play with a Standstill out, but what on earth did I just see? Ben's playing this LED and Tyler's drawing 3. I am flabbergasted by that. I don't know if he forgot about his Standstill or if I'm missing something. And the card was just going to be exiled by Ragavan. It is a 0 casting cost artifact, which helps the rest of your constructs. But holy cow, I would not have made that play. Faithless Looting gets a Force of Will, but it can just get flashed right back. Tyler has plenty of ammunition now that he got to reload with the Standstill. There's an LED. Anyways, double LED. Oh, wow. Discarding the whole hand. Hollow one in the bin. However, Angie's Ravagers ×2. Urza's Saga coming down. There'll be a bunch of constructs, but... And I don't really see much treasure lying around from Ragavan. Towards the Plowshares takes out one Ravager. But this is a crazy turn of events. Everything turns sideways. Rootwalla enters off of Angie's discard trigger. Tyler gets 3 cards. He'd be so happy to put that monkey into the bin. Constructs being made. Tyler looks like he's 1 card off from threshold for the Coliseum. A Careful Study resolves. Got that LED on hand, ready to go. Mana production, discard outlet, able to be used to activate Cephalid Coliseum or pay any of the madness costs. think I'm going to like retune Dredge to go manaless. Get my LEDs out of that. I actually forgot I had LED Dredge available. That's the best use of LEDs at all right now. Storm and this monstrosity. Turning sideways. A construct. I love the fact that Tyler's mana base is slightly suboptimal. He's got some shock lands in there. That is not the type of thing that would stop him from playing. Has a really solid collection, revised duels, but not all of them that he could possibly need. But you know what? Shock lands fit the bill. And now Ox is showing up. Powerful card here. Just drawing threes like vintage circa 2008. Ancestral, regrow Ancestral, Ancestral again, Cunning Wish for Ancestral. I mean, how many times has Tyler drawn three here between Angie's Ravager and the Ox and Cephalid Colosseum? Faithless Lootings are ready to be flashed back as well, and Angie's Ravager drawing three more. This is the game one versus a deck that has serious graveyard strategies where you draw your Soul Guide Lantern. You have your back still very much against the wall. Constructs being made. Retrofitter Foundry. Found off of the Urza Saga. It's enough to stabilize. Tyler's hand pretty much empty. But he has things that could actually get him out of this. Firestorm. Make a real mess of the situation. Nope, he does not have it. Letting it go. So, looks like three of those. So the Ox dies. Comes back. Madnessing out Angie's Ravager, also getting a Vengevine. Bitter Foundry pumps up the numbers on these constructs. It'll be able to do so again on Ben's turn. Or untapped constructs. They're all massive at this point. And I don't know what Tyler could do at this stage to get out of it. Would have really needed a Firestorm, draw a bunch of cards, do 5 damage to everything. Just no such luck there. Moving on. Very hard-fought game. So post-board from Tyler, Ancient Grudge could take out a lot of the damage that Urza Saga creates, but not all of it. Also has Lightning Axe, has Efficient Removal, Firestorm, which I thought there were main deck copies. It doesn't look like there is. Firestorm and can do the trick. Chain of Vapor, not really enough value there when contending with constructs. I mean, it does eliminate a single token, but Ancient Grudge is going to be the stronger card there. Also working from the graveyard. Has some cards that'll be improvements upon main deck choices. Relic of Progenitus. Definitely more popular as of late as a way to have a way of dealing with your opponent's Murktide Regents, kind of keeping things down, also keeping the Dragon's Rage Channelers in check. Past, I used to use Trinket Mage to get that card when Tarmogoyf was one of the stronger cards in the format, and that was good enough. Tarmogoyf cannot really engage in a combat step, even with a 2/2. Got a Relic of Progenitus on board. You just exile all the graveyards, turn them into a 0/1. Best case scenario, they're brainstorming and turning them into a Squire is still not going to stand up to a mighty Trinket Mage combat. Willing to trade with a construct. And not ready to do that. Would rather invest in having more artifacts, do that exponential growth. Gotta say, I am a fan of that element of the deck. Force of Will stopping Faithless Looting. For now. Now end step. End step and upkeep. Constructs and grab the Grafdigger's Cage. That'll stop Vengevine. Also stop the casting of that Faithless Looting in the bin. A lot of value provided. And actually not going to be able to get that second construct, however, on just 2 mana. Firestorm. This resolves. This could be pretty brutal. Force of Will stopping it. Oh, this is actually error here. Firestorm requires you to discard the cards on casting. I mean, you do need to name your target, so you do need to discard the cards. The way it's always worked. I think it's been errated to say as an additional cost, but it's always been an additional cost because you have to have your targets in order to play the spell. So Tyler likely has 3 more cards in his hand than he should. Yeah, I mean, he does, in fact, have 3 more cards in his hand than he should. That Firestorm. Careful Study cast after. That Firestorm would see a lot more play if it wasn't so all in. That is certain. Towards the Plowshares takes out the lone resistor on Tyler's side of the board. This is looking grim as these constructs would likely outclass most of Tyler's threats. LED, big play. Let's see if it can actually lead to something here. Ben looks wounded there. Blood. Now we've got an Anger going to the bin. A couple of Angie's Ravagers. That's how that works. It's just the scent of blood draws out these vampires. They're ready to draw Tyler some cards. They be hasty. Tyler thinking about what he wants to do here. The graveyard is exiled, shutting down the haste. No cards in. Possible to tell if that earlier Firestorm now impacting the game or not. Lightning Bolt clears one of them. That is going to do it as Standstill takes out a very interesting new build of Rug Madness. Heads on to the finals of the first big ELD Legacy Open reopened.